Chris John for KaijuPop.com, and this is Switch Galaxy Ultra on PS4, cross-buy with Vita as well. It's by a company called Atomicom, parts of whom I believe are also involved with Studio Liverpool, Psygnosis. You know, it's got the same sort of visual designer as a guy that worked on the Wipeout games, so you kind of can guess what we're gonna have here. It's gonna be a spacey, racy thing. Spacey, racy. That's a genre. I'm gonna jump in and continue here. Now the trick is, this isn't quite so much about, you know, piloting a ship over a sort of roller coastery space-based track, as much as it is, you know, kind of like slot car racing on a spacey-based track. The idea, there's a story here. I think you're transporting cargo from different cities on different planets along the intergalactic highways and byways, I believe. I'm not sure. The game starts off with a really lengthy comic book thing, and you can read the comic books separately. They're very proud of them. And the comic book had nice art. I was like, oh, get me to the game. I was just... you know, it feels really barren. You have to sit in silence and read every page of this comic book, even loads in between pages, which is a bit weird and off, I think. I'm going to get a couple of these barrier passes before I start. It will come in, you know, you'll understand here in just a little bit. One thing I like about this is, before you start, you can spend your in-game credits to get more information about the stage. So 50 credits, it will tell you what the time required to get a gold award is, and then it'll gradually unveil how many of each color barriers you have to deal with and things like that. That's quite good, clever, but I mean, probably pro tip, don't bother with it. This is my ship. This is the second ship you get in the game. It's a little bit faster. So as you can see, it's a little bit slot car racy, but with more control than that, in that I am switching between the lanes, hence Switch Galaxy. I'm switching between lanes as I travel through the galaxy in an ultra fashion. I think the Ultra is because I believe this was a PlayStation mobile game first and ported upwards, so you can kind of see where this was, you know, the mobile game style hooks to this that probably were swiping in between frames here. You want to avoid those barriers, but luckily I have bought a couple of barrier passes, and I picked another one up there, and that lets me pass through a couple of gates unharmed. If you hit the gates, you slow down, and that's bad, I think, because it means the game's less exciting, really, and you're less likely to get a gold award. Oh no, slow down there. You also lose, if you've collected thallium, then you lose thallium, and thallium is your means of unlocking the next set of levels, so you don't want to do that. I did it a couple of times. But yeah, so yeah, apart from that, I'm holding down X the whole time, because if I run over a boost pad, then I'll charge up my booster, and then I can hold X to go even faster. And then you have these bits like wormholes in between each stage, and you're just flying around a little bit with the D-pad. I missed that one there. And you want to collect as much of the thallium as possible, and then keep as much of it as possible by avoiding all the barriers in the second half of the stage. So each bit is sort of divided into two there. So far, I haven't hit the wall where it's like, hey, go back, grind another level, and don't be crap at it this time. Yeah, and keep all the thallium. I just lost 3 things here, and that's annoying. But what's really annoying is it really slows you down, like a lot. And it's yeah, you get really impatient there, because it will keep you slow until you hit another speed boost. So yeah, I think so far this isn't really nearly fast enough. There's bits of it where it gets fast and exciting. Hooray! There's bits of it, yeah, where it does go quite quickly and roller coaster-ish, but there's not enough of that, I don't think. It doesn't go quite fast enough. Perhaps I need to upgrade my thing, but I don't have enough money to do that, so I won't. Let's go here. Savannah Pine. So this is... it's close. 50. Sorry, tantalum. Whatever did I say before? Tharium? I don't know. Tantalum is their unobtainium for this game. And you go in here and you get another comic book thing, I imagine. It's loading. If I beat this stage, I get a comic book. Okay. Let's get a couple of barrier passes here. So yeah, there's bits of it where it gets quite exciting, but not exciting enough. This is one of those, I mean, just because the actual hook is so simple, I was expecting it pretty quickly right away to get really, really fast and really, really tricky and really, really sort of mind-bending. But it kind of takes its time with you, and I think, you know, it's weird as well that you slow down so much if you hit a barrier, but like that's the only real penalty you get, you know what I mean, is that you slow down and you're less likely to get the gold award, but that doesn't stop you from unlocking the next section. It's like the reduced resources that stops you hitting the next section. So it's, I think so far at least, it's only like completists that are going to be really affected by having a slower time. So it is kind of like, I just want to go fast all the time.
So much fun, Vince.
Okay, smartphone. They say stupid things every moment. So it is just kind of like, oh, I want to go fast all the time, or at least don't make me go so slowly for so long until I hit another boost pad. Just sort of deduct the resources and I'll be good. Yeah, so it's less sort of Twitch exciting as I would have hoped, so far at least. But it's gradually laying things on. You know, you see, you saw at the start of the level it was talking about how many enemies are on this level. I haven't seen any enemies on any level yet, so that's bound to get a bit exciting. These tunnel things kind of break you up because it's like, oh, I'm off the rails now. And you can fly around, but you know, these bits are really straightforward and, you know, pretty crappy, to be honest. They look really low rent as well. And there's bits of this where the game does look really low rent and kind of unveils itself. Yes, this was a mobile phone game first. But then there's also bits of it that look really pretty, like when you get into the cities and when it does zip along at a kind of higher rate, then it does get quite exciting. But a little bit mildly underwhelming, I think. For something that's so simple, I think you need to kind of, when you have a really simple hook, it's really important to kind of blow away on the presentational front. It doesn't quite at the moment, or it doesn't throw as much extraneous stuff in your face in order to obfuscate how simple it is, you know, and make it more exciting. Let's see that comic book. Oh, it's going to be really exciting. Ooh. Yeah, you get like these comic book things, which are nice. You know, they look nice, but it's, oh my goodness. I mean, like, this is, I'd rather read this in its own time. It's also like, I find it really easy to be distracted when having to read a bunch of text on a TV screen. I'm like, oh, my brain can't do it. My brain can't do it. Just can't. So this probably made a bit more sense in the mobile version, kind of, and it's like, oh, I don't really care. This plot is kind of irrelevant, but they have constructed this plot around it, and these comic book things do look really, really good. You know, So hey, but it's like, yeah, that's not the end of that sequence. It's just the next page. It's like loading, now loading, next page. Feels like an immediate game. Yes, yes, you do heard it. Oh my goodness, is that a mildly racist, what's it, Star Wars thing? Star Wars, what, not, yeah, I'm not enough of a sci-fi nerd, but that Star Wars character that everybody hates. Pugsy, Mc something. Jar Jar Binks, there you go. So you get those every now and then, and you can read those at your leisure. Oh, it's close. Tell you what, let's play until I hit a wall here, because I think I'm probably going to hit a wall in the next stage. There's also a survival mode. I'll show you that in a bit. And there's an expansion already, even though the game's just come out. You can get an expansion which is all for charity, and all the proceeds from that go to kids' charities. So do get that if you like this game. Let's get one of each, shall we? One of those. I should have gone to the shipyard actually, because now I have enough money. Let's go back, go to the shipyard, get an upgrade. Do we need shield? No, we don't need shields. Density, reduce the effect of hitting a barrier. That would be helpful. Okay. Right. Off we go again. Oh no, oh no, you just get out of a rhythm and then you screw up. Oh crap, there's other cars. Okay. Ships, whatever.
Ships about. This drone is pretty harmless.
Okay. Oh, I'm doing pretty appalling. Okay, so that's what I need my shield for. I was kind of confused why I had shields, but it's fairly obvious that you need them for collisions with other ships as opposed to the barriers. It's gone from Desert Bus to Enduro in the Atari. Or Formula 1 racing in real life. Be in a big long line of cars. See bits like that? I like bits like that, where it goes woo and you get quite excited. But there's not enough bits like that. There should be more sort of loop-de-loops and excitement and things. As the music doesn't really help. It doesn't have the Psygnosis awesome techno music that you might expect. Nor does it have the sort of pounding J-metal of an F-Zero game. That's what I'm mentally substituting this soundtrack with. It's like Captain Falco's theme. Captain Falco? Yes. Oh, that's right, yeah. No, I always forget which one is F-Zero and which one is Star Fox. No wait, no, Falco was Star Fox. Oh, are they both? Are they somehow related? Oh, never mind. 8 out of 10, that's not bad. But I'm probably going to lose a couple in the second half. See? Precisely 3, 4. Because now I have no way, I mean, come on. I have no way of getting past those. That's terrible. And now I'm really slow. So slow. So slow. Like, okay, you know, I mean, like, penalize me a little bit, or add seconds to my clock. I think that would be the best way. You know, when you hit something, is you get a time penalty at the end, which would prevent you from hitting the time. But don't penalize me further by just making the rest of the stage less fun. It seems like it doesn't really make, you know, that doesn't make much sense to me. Still, I got money. It's not going to let me through here, is it? 64! Yeah. No, I've got to go back and do more of that stuff. So, hang on, I'll get the next upgrade and then I'll dip out and do something else. Acceleration, that'd be good. Okay, so, well, let's see. So that's the main mode anyway, and there's also kind of an endless runny, I assume. I haven't tried it. Survival mode. And there's multiplayer. Is that online? It is. Let's try this for a bit. Let's see if there's any sessions to find. No, no. There's also a trophy for getting a certain number of games, or winning a certain number of games, and it doesn't seem like there's going to be that many games to win. So, yeah, well, I'll check back on that later on. Yeah, survival mode.
Welcome to our training simulator, Vince. You've got one chance to get as
one hit
far as
and
you
you're dead.
can.
Okay. It's quite easy so far, isn't it? This is a problem with endless, a lot of endless runners. Oh, I just realised I can control the ship by wobbling the controller in the 6-axis fashion. This is a problem with a lot of endless runners, is balancing the start of the game. And it's why, you know, a lot of people have trouble in developing endless runners, is that you kind of have to make sure that the start of the game is interesting, because, you know, the first few seconds are what everybody's going to play a lot, because that's the thing with endless runners, unless you have a free-to-play system where you buy checkpoints later down the line. So when you have just this kind of really slow opening gambit, and it's only now starting to pick up pace, then most people are going to be really frustrated by the game. Certainly I do anyway. I get really frustrated with the start of the game, because it's like, oh no, I've smashed into something, but I don't feel like, right, I'm going to start again and I'm going to keep on going, because
Smash for anything you like. You're
yeah.
safe while the
Oh, what? Oh, come on.
I did say hit anything and the game is over. You were listening, right, Vince?
Funny
I was, but
real funny.
yeah, the characters don't really know. Let's try that one more time. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying one more time for journalistic integrity, but I mean, it is just like, oh, I don't want to do this bit again. This is so dull. I don't want to have to do this part again, because it's just going in a straight line. And that's, you know, I mean, that's fine. If you've never played the game before, you want a little bit of a safety zone to switch between lanes. It's like, oh, this is how the game works. But I think most people have played the main mode before they play survival anyway. So you kind of go, oh, you know, I don't really see the point in having this part. I think like that's probably Switch Galaxy in a whole thing. Like it can get exciting, you know, when the tracks gain a little bit of verticality. When more mechanics are added into it, but this is very much not the kind of game that you want to say, oh, it starts out slow and it gets going. This is kind of, yeah, I think this is more a kind of thing where instant gratification is really, really important, and it doesn't really do that. And that's kind of mirrored in this mode, where it does start to get going, starting to get a little bit exciting. But yeah, you know, so you have a little thing there which says where your best score was, so I've beaten that, that's good. You get a little bit of grace period. Ah, I just clipped the thing. Okay. And you have to see this cutscene of you burning out. Every time. Just stop. Presumably you can hit a power-up as you go and then be resurrected, but... yeah, so I mean that mood, this mode just seems to be this mode, you know, it's not expandable in any way. You don't have a separate shop for that to get extra power-ups or anything like that. I wonder whether that currency gets carried into the main game or whether that's just a score thing. Let's have a look. Oh, okay, cool. It does carry into the main game, so that's at least one reason to keep on playing. It's like, well, you know, if you're not getting enough currency from the main campaign, you can try the endless runny thing, and then that will give you enough currency to grind up. So that's good. But yeah, I mean, it's just kind of... It's decent. It's Switch Galaxy, but it's not quite the thrilling. What? Yeah, can you do it? You gonna let me pay or what? Travel here. Oh, okay. That's really weird. It's like not right. So you're choosing where your ship is, and then everything's connected by a route. So I have to go. To play level 1, I have to go back to level 0 and then select go to level 1. Just bizarre. But this time I should plow through this without any issues at all, I imagine. I don't think there's any barriers in this first thing. So it's all about me just trying to get everything of thallium. So I have 3 thallium. It's not thallium, is it? What's it called? I don't know. But see how... compare this to, let's say, Dyad. Which I know is it's kind of a different kind of game, but I mean, it's still, you're on a linear kind of tunnel thing, and it's very twitchy. But if you think the first level of Dyad is right away kind of blowing you away with its craziness, even when it mechanically is fairly simple in the early doors, and it gets going, or it only builds from there. It kind of uses its presentation to kind of blow you away, but here it's going pretty slowly, and yeah, it's not. What? I also don't like these flying bits. They irritate me because there's no real analog control, even if you're using the analog stick on them. And the analog stick sucks for doing the lane changing, by the way, so use the D-pad. But yeah, sometimes it's like, I clearly flew through that thing. I'm not going to give it to me. So there you go. So I wonder now whether it's going to give me 9 tantalum, or whether it's only going to give me 2 for improving. I imagine it's just going to give me 2. Yes, it did only give me 2. And I've got to get, what, 60, 65? 64. What do you reckon, viewers? Well, let's try one more, shall we? Let's try and improve over here. Before we call it quits. So let's see, do I need a barrier pass? Let's do it, let's do it. Let's do it. Slowly do it. At least now I got my boost. This is a bit like, you know what this is like? It's like, is it Ball Blazer? It's not Ball Blazer, is it? That's the XCOM games game. Or is it Ball Blazer? The one where you're the the ancient game when you're like a ball on a track and bits of the track, you know, run out. It's kind of a very sort of proto endless runner that was released in the 80s. It's a bit like that. I don't think it's as good, to be honest. We're starting to get going now. You have to start to read the road ahead and look further up and go, right, I need to switch here and here and here and here and here. Right. Okay. See? That clearly, you know, clearly collected that. And it's like the parallax of the thing, just like the perspective is off slightly and the camera's too low down. But yeah, it's a bit like those, I mean, those shooters that were all over the place back in the mid-90s, the FMV driven shooters like Microcosm, things like that. It's just really, really hard to have depth perception and know where enemies were and things like that. Yeah. Anyway. Progression. Okay, so we got everything there. In PS4, I thought I said PlayStation when I said progression. Go away, voice commands. There you go. So let's try this super difficult stage. Yes. What? Oh, I have to travel here. That's so stupid. That's so inane. That's the most inane menu system ever. Just give me a list of tracks. Oh dear, dear, dear. Okay, let's get all the barrier passes. Or 3 in each colour. There you go. Right. Go. Yes, we've got things of each colour. Wonderful. Oh, but I get green ones for free. What's that all about? The other cars. I insist on calling them cars, not ships.
Okay, listen up. You're going to like this one. The stealer pickup allows you to steal credit.
Oh, okay. Money. Oh no. Oh, why are we going so slowly? Come on. Okay. There we go. Oh, hello.
Now, these are interesting. The teleporter.
Okay, so you have some multiple route stuff. That's nice. A little bit of replayability action going on there. So is this kind of thing, I mean, you can see I'm missing a bunch of credits here, I bet, but, you know, if I had the credit-based route, I would be missing a lot of, you know, I would be missing a lot of speed boosts, so I'd be going a lot slower. So there is that kind of choice to make. What clearly overtaken. Now I'm going so slowly again. I don't even care if I get the gold time. Just add 10 seconds to my time. Let me go faster. I'm rocking back and forth as I'm saying this. Just make it go quicker. Okay, here we go. Oh, which color? Green. Which color? Red. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, so you know, a lot of the routes are like, oh, do I want to play for? There is a break button. I was like, why is there a break button? Evidently, that is why. Yes, there is this thing of, okay, do I want to go for money or do I want to go for time? And I think the time thing, getting the gold time, is just for bragging rights and a trophy, so go for money, really, because then you can upgrade your ship so it does better. Whoosh! Get all the things, get all the blue things, and then lose them later by crashing your ship. 7, 8, 9, 10. Hooray, I got all the blue things. See, now it's getting somewhere, but I mean, if I crash like just a couple of times, it's just going to bring me right down for ages. It's a buzzkill, man. Oh, I did really well. The first time I had 10 and came out the end of the other end with 10. Good for me. Hooray! Yeah, it took bloody ages, didn't it? So yeah, that's Switch Galaxy Ultra on PS4 and Vita. It's kind of exciting in places, but it really needs to be an awful lot more exciting in order for it to, you know, because I think it should really be selling itself on, hey, you get to go really, really fast. And so when it's slowing you down all the time, that's kind of crappy. Maybe I'm just bad at it, that's true, but I think it kind of needs to be less punitive in that respect, in that regard. But still, you might find something you like in here. Switch Galaxy Ultra on PSN right now for, no, it's not very cheap. I think it's like 18 bucks, maybe 20 normally, and 18 if you're on Plus. I can't speak to that. But anyway, Chris Chatton for KaijuPop.com. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.